December 19th, 1944, a frozen field near Gerolstein, Germany. Captain Willy Schmidt stands among 350 American prisoners of war. Their breath forms clouds in the frigid air. Their hands are raised. Just days ago, they were fighting in the Battle of the Bulge. Now, cold and exhausted, they wait. A black staff car arrives. An SS major steps out, his uniform crisp, his face cold. He walks directly to Schmidt and hands him a single piece of paper. Schmidt reads it once. Then again, his blood runs cold. The order is clear. Take these 350 unarmed men into the woods. Execute them all. The SS officer watches him, waiting for obedience. This is the story of what Captain Schmidt did next. Schmidt looks at the paper, then at the faces in front of him. Boys, really. Teenagers from Iowa and Brooklyn, shivering in thin uniforms, wondering if they'll ever see home again. Behind him, his own soldiers watch their captain, waiting for orders. The SS major steps closer. We have no capacity to guard them, Hauptmann. No food, no transport. 2 days ago at Malmedy, we dealt with the same problem. You understand, Malmedy? Where 84 American POWs were machine-gunned in a field and left to freeze in their own blood. Schmidt understands perfectly. This isn't a military order. It's murder dressed in necessity. The SS officer's hand rests on his sidearm. Your answer, Hauptmann. Captain Willy Schmidt had served on the Eastern Front where the war was waged with unimaginable brutality. He understood chain of command. He knew what happened to officers who disobeyed the SS. But he also knew something else. He looks the SS officer in the eye. Ich bin Soldat. Kein Schlechter. I am a soldier, not a butcher. You refuse? I will handle the prisoners. My way. This is on your head, Schmidt. The consequences will be yours alone. Yes, they will. The SS major leaves, furious but temporarily placated by Schmidt's promise to handle it. But the threat hangs in the air like smoke. Schmidt has just refused a direct order from the SS. He has hours, maybe less, before they return to check on the problem. He has 350 lives in his hands and no plan, except one. Schmidt calls for the senior American officer among the prisoners. A young lieutenant no older than 23 is brought to him. The American's face is pale, expecting interrogation. Or worse, through an interpreter, Schmidt speaks. The SS has ordered your execution. I have refused. The lieutenant stares, disbelieving. Schmidt continues, but they will return. And when they do, if you are still here, then what are you proposing? Schmidt unfolds a map on the rough wooden table between them. His finger traces a route westward. Tonight we march. You, your men, and my guards. We will move toward the American lines. When we are close enough, I will release you. You're going to let us go. Why? So I can sleep when this is over. It was a gamble that risked everything. His career, his life, the lives of his own men. If discovered by SS patrols, they would all be shot. Prisoners and guards alike, for desertion and treason. But Schmidt had seen enough death. He had watched the Eastern Front devour entire divisions. He had obeyed orders that haunted him in the night. Not this time. We march west at dusk. Anyone who cannot accept this mission may leave now. No one moves. Herr Hauptmann, what are we doing? What we should have done all along. As darkness falls, the column moves out. A strange procession through the frozen Ardennes forest. 350 American prisoners, flanked by German guards with rifles. But they aren't marching east. Deeper into Germany, they're marching west. Toward the sound of the guns, toward the front lines, toward home. For hours, they walk in near silence. The prisoners don't understand what's happening, only that they're moving in the wrong direction for a prison camp. Some dare to hope, others fear a trap. Schmidt leads from the front, his face a mask, his mind racing through every risk, every patrol route, every checkpoint they might encounter. Then disaster, headlights through the trees. A vehicle approaching from the south. Halt! Everyone down! The prisoners freeze. The German soldiers tense. Through the gaps in the trees they see it, a Kübelwagen. SS markings, 30 seconds, an eternity. Then the sound of the engine fades. Schmidt exhales. They rise and continue. No one speaks. An hour later, another close call. Voices on the road ahead, a Wehrmacht patrol changing positions. Schmidt diverts the column deeper into the forest, adding miles to their journey, but avoiding questions he cannot answer. One of the American prisoners stumbles, his legs giving out from exhaustion and cold. Before a guard can react, Schmidt himself stops, pulls the young soldier to his feet, and hands him a piece of hardtack from his own ration. Not far now. His own men watch this. And they understand. Their captain isn't just disobeying an order. He's choosing to see these prisoners as what they truly are. Human beings. Far from home. Just like them. After 6 miles of marching through frozen darkness, Schmidt calls a halt. They stand in a sparse forest clearing, snow dusting the ground like ash. Beyond the trees, perhaps a mile away, the glow of American positions flickers in the night. Schmidt turns to the American lieutenant. This is far as we go. The prisoners tense, uncertain. Is this it? The execution delayed but inevitable? Schmidt takes a breath. Then he turns to his own men and gives his final order of the day. Not in the voice of command, but almost a whisper, Niederlegen, lay down your arms. For a moment, no one moves. The German soldiers look at their captain, disbelieving. He nods. Slowly, the first soldier steps forward. He looks at his Mauser rifle, the weapon he has carried for 3 years, through Russia, through France, through this frozen hell. He kneels and places it gently on the frozen ground, then another, and another. Each weapon laid down is an act of faith, a bridge across the chasm of war. Within minutes, there is a pile of rifles, pistols, ammunition. The instruments of death silenced. The American prisoners stand in shocked silence. Schmidt steps to the pile. He picks up a Mauser and walks to the American lieutenant. Their eyes meet in the darkness. Take these. You may need them. He gestures toward the weapons, then points into the darkness toward the distant American lines. Now, run, go home. Why? Why are you doing this? Because I want to be able to look at my son again. The Americans move. First slowly, disbelieving, then faster. Some grab weapons. Others simply run. One by one, then in groups 350 men disappear into the black forest. Ghosts given back their lives. Captain Schmidt and his men stand in the clearing, unarmed, watching them vanish into the night. Then they turn east, toward an uncertain fate, and begin the long walk back. What Schmidt told his superiors, we don't know. Perhaps that the prisoners escaped during an American counterattack. Perhaps that they were transferred to another unit in the chaos. The collapsing Third Reich was too chaotic to investigate thoroughly. There were larger problems than 350 missing POWs. Schmidt survived the war. He returned to a quiet life in a small German town. He rarely spoke of what he had done that night, but he never forgot. And the 350 men he saved, they never forgot him either. 78. 34 years later, a quiet street in a German town. An old man tends his small garden, his movements slow but purposeful. A car pulls up. An American steps out, gray-haired now, wearing a veteran's cap. He walks to the door and rings the bell. The old man answers. For a moment, he doesn't recognize the stranger on his doorstep. Herr Hauptmann Schmidt? Schmidt's face changes. The years fall away.
Can I help you?
He sees past the gray hair and the lines, back to a frozen night. A frightened lieutenant, a column marching toward hope. Whispered, you. Homer Ford's eyes fill with tears. His voice breaks. I've been looking for you for 30 years. They embrace on the doorstep. 2 old soldiers weeping openly. No words for a long moment. My children call me Grandpa. My grandchildren, they exist because of you. I only did what was right. You did more than that. You looked into the abyss and chose light. You saved 350 futures. Hundreds of children, thousands of grandchildren. He pulls back, holding Schmidt's shoulders. Thank you. Thank you for my life. They stand together. 2 men who once stood on opposite sides of history, united now by the simple truth that humanity can survive even war. The Second World War is filled with tales of industrial might, tactical genius, and unimaginable cruelty. But its most powerful lessons are often found in the quiet, individual acts of courage. In the choices of men like Willie Schmidt, he was given a command that would have erased 350 futures. He was told it was necessary. He was told it was his duty. But he knew that true duty isn't about blind obedience. It's about conscience. It's about the unshakable understanding that some lines should never be crossed. No matter the uniform you wear, in the heart of the darkest war in human history, one man with one choice became an avalanche of hope. Captain Willie Schmidt proved that even in hell, we can choose to be human. In memory of Captain Willie Schmidt and all those who chose humanity in the face of inhumanity.